parlay. What was it? It was a first shot parlay. He did 6 players and hit 50 cents and won 130K.
Jeez.
Wait, players? What do you mean by players?
You know,
Are you talking about on the sport?
First shot in the game.
Yeah.
For the last, he did what he did.
Did you pick 6 from basketball games and pick the 6 per shot in each game?
Oh, huh.
50 cents for 150K?
Damn.
Like FanDuel or something?
It had to be.
I don't know. Look some cow change for that. Damn.
But anyway, on to the Fourth and Goal podcast, gentlemen. Facebook, YouTube, everybody, welcome back to the Fourth and Goal podcast. I'm your host. Here my boys Flipside and Wazatov. And here we are. We're here to give you guys our divisional round picks. Flip, Waz, how y'all guys feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. A little disappointed by last week's game, but I mean, it's the first round of playoffs. Some teams that weren't supposed to be there kind of got knocked out.
Yeah.
So now we should be able to see the good stuff now. But I'm feeling good.
Definitely.
I'm feeling ecstatic, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely feeling well.
Oh yeah.
a little bit uneasy as much as the Niners wanted to give that game away to the Cowboys in the fourth quarter. But other than that, pretty happy with how they played through 3 quarters. And yeah, I agree with Flip. There are teams that didn't deserve to be there. No offense to Redman.
None taken.
We're in a divisional round now, so the cream of the crop is starting to form. We'll see if we can get some better performances from each and every game now from here on out.
Definitely. And yeah, much to my dismay, my boys got knocked out. But there is some silver lining. I mean, but the thing is, almost every single game of Wild Card Weekend was a colossal, embarrassing ass whooping. Almost. With the exception of, which a lot of people thought was the game of the week between the Cowboys and the 49ers. And man, I know you guys saw the memes, but the Cowboys' reactions, the fans of the Cowboys, their reactions were priceless. My goodness. I do apologize, but man, like, they are an endless meme. Yeah.
That game was it was a wild game.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't have to be. It didn't really have to be a wild game.
No. They could. I feel like they could have ended it. Ended it a long time ago, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then Jimmy G turned back into Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it was in like the fourth quarter, and then the third.
Jimmy G went from the Incredible Hulk back to Bruce Banner. That's how bad it was.
He puts up halves. He'll give you a good half and a bad half. It's just a matter of when's it going to happen. Because he had that game early on, considering they're playing Green Bay this weekend. That regular season game against Green Bay, he stunk ass the first half, running a bootlegger by himself and scores down.
Yeah.
Would be to help score in the first half. And then Jimmy G came out and played really well in that second half, and they almost snuck out a win. So it's weird. He plays. He's gonna have a few bad throws, probably an interception. It's just a matter of at what point in the game does it happen, and do they either have a lead and can kind of hold out, or are they already behind and that happens?
They got to play catch up. Yeah. If it was me, I would rather get an early lead and kind of blow it at the end than have to play catch up. And I mean, both of them are bad. I mean, because you got to play a full 60 minutes of football. But yeah, if you ask me which I would rather lead, then exactly. The thing is, the reason why I predicted the Cowboys would lose is because they lose for the same reason they have for the past decade or so. They cannot get past. They are.
I was absolutely really got out of bounds right away. And I was like, they're giving them so much cushion, just play up a little bit. Our front four, and I was just like, I knew this was going to happen. I'm like, they're giving up so much field, and you're letting them just drive up.
Yeah.
And I really feel like, I mean, I liked the play actually. I was nervous that he ran up, got picked up the first, and then got within kind of Hail Mary range.
Yeah.
I felt like he just back, and then they you had a few more seconds. They get the ball, and they're able to spike it.
Oh yeah, one thing.
I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah, but one thing. Debo Samuel is freaking clutch. I don't know. That man.
The ball in Debo's hands and he'll work magic.
My God, it's so clutch. It's ridiculous.
Like the safety valve.
Yeah, he is. He will bail you out.
He's Go ahead.
But yes, Debo Samuel will bail you out of trouble if you are behind. He can put the down in it, which probably he should have done twice. But yeah, that man, he'll bail you out of so much trouble.
Yeah, I thought that was the first. I thought they picked up the first on that. I was actually shocked, and it was just absolute terrible play calling. Just terrible discipline for them to get a penalty on the freaking on the fourth down.
Fourth down, yeah.
To get penalty,
it was fourth and inches. You go from fourth inches up to 5. Like what?
Yeah.
You could have punched that. Like you could have punched that in there. Like that's ridiculous to me. But the thing is, if you were the coach, would you have went for it on fourth down instead of punting it away?
Wait, fourth and inches. Fourth and inches, yeah.
No.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about fourth and 5.
Yeah,
No. Fourth and 5. 2 minutes left. Would you have went for it?
No.
2 timeouts left. So it doesn't matter. Well, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter if you don't get the fourth down. I mean, if you don't convert. But think about it. Even if let's just say that your defense doesn't hold and Dak runs down the field. Let's just say that you got, I don't know, maybe 45 seconds with 2 timeouts to get in the field goal range. Do you take that risk?
With Jimmy G? No.
Yeah, with Jimmy G?
No. When they punted, when they punted the ball, when they punted on 4th and 5, when they punted, was there 2 minutes?
It was about 2 minutes.
It was about 2 minutes left.
It was about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 minutes because, but then, because I think I'm thinking of the last drive. When we punted the ball and they had the last drive, there's only like 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
Go for it. Pin them back.
Because one of them had jumped early. That's the only freaking reason. That was a dumb call. That was stupid.
Yeah, I think it was someone set. Someone wasn't set. Like someone didn't have their.
Yeah,
I think it was O-line. It was one of the receivers or something.
It was one of the. I think it was one of the O linemen, but still, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I was trusting the defense. Even with.
It was.
Oh, he cut out. Oh, no.
Yeah, he cut out. Weird.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. Now, for 4th and inches, you're definitely supposed to go for it. 4th and 5, me personally, I might have went for it anyway, especially because you got 2 timeouts left if you're the Niners. So, yeah.
Personally, I'm cool with the punt there because middle of the field, 40 seconds. Yeah. I'd rather punt it, give them 40 seconds at their own 10, 20.
Yeah, they didn't have no timeouts left.
Well, yeah. I think on the 4th when we punted, there was 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Dallas got the ball back, and then they didn't convert, and then we got the ball back, and then that's when we ran the clock out.
Yeah, to burn the time, and then y'all forced them to burn the timeouts. Yeah.
Dude, what's Dallas doing not getting CeCe Lamb involved? I feel like how we get Debo involved, I was worried about CeCe Lamb the whole game, and he didn't touch the ball but 3 times. Yeah,
he only touched the ball. He only got 3 receptions the whole time.
They don't use him like the Niners. The Niners use Debo everywhere. He's running.
Yeah, he's like a sweep.
He's the running back. He's the fullback.
Exactly.
He's the side receiver. He might as well be the quarterback at times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't. They one of the. I know Jerry Jones says you're not going to fire McCarthy, but I think they need to look elsewhere.
Exactly.
I was thinking. It was going to be a game. The second
game of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, the Cowboys they didn't show up after that.
Yeah.
And like I said, the 49ers are just going to run the clock, and we saw it. Everybody's like, terrible pick. I was like, I don't know what the hell you were doing there.
Yeah, it could have been avoided, but whatever. You guys had, your defense more than made up for it, so yeah. But that was the only game that was really even competitive or exciting. But like I said, the rest of the games were ass whoopings, and I stupidly picked the Cardinals to upset the Rams. I mean, with the way they played each other, yeah. I mean, yeah. But yeah, you think
they got the Rams in that one?
Yeah, the Rams did not.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, because I mean, the Rams
But
were
I
pretty
thought
much
that
in
was going to be
control. They were in
closer.
control of
I
the whole.
definitely thought that was going to be closer.
They were pretty much in control of the whole damn game, more or less, because
Yeah.
they had. I mean, because Kyler Murray looked confused out there. I mean, even Odell Beckham was throwing 40 and 50-yard bombs, and Cooper Cup is Cooper. And Cooper Cup is Cooper Cup. You can't even ask for much more than that. But the thing is, everybody's like, well, the Cardinals were missing DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, and I understand that. That is one piece of the puzzle that was really missing. The Rams defense is going to be the X factor in that game with the Bucks. But yeah.
Yeah, when the Rams can run, like, because they did a really good run in the ball. Like, it was like Cam Akers, like they did really well. And my feeling is, if the Rams can run the ball like they did against the Cardinals, the Rams are really hard to beat. They're gonna be really hard to beat. They could potentially come out of the NFC with how they look.
Right.
Because realistically, if the costly, Lions stink Stafford that's gonna quarterback when he's got. So I feel like, and then obviously with the defense that the Rams have, obviously on paper, they're a tough out.
Definitely. But anyway,
with Cam Akers, they actually have a ring now. They were expecting to start the season with before the ACL tear.
Yeah.
He's about to have or Adrian Peterson come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this Rams team looks scary now.
They definitely do.
The defense actually looked pretty scary. They embarrassed Kyler out there. I know he doesn't have anybody really out there. I mean, you can't really rely on AJ Green at this point in his career.
No.
But I was expecting the Cardinals to at least put up a little bit of a fight.
So did I.
But man, it was pretty nasty.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into our divisional round. First up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals against the Tennessee Titans. Flip, who you got? Bengals, Titans, and what's your final score?
So, he's back. I don't know if he's 100%, but I think just hearing his name out there is going to have these defensive coordinators on the Bengals side trying to figure out some kind of scheme to keep them contained.
Yeah.
Him just being on the field in general, though, opens up their passing game, though. I don't know if Julio Jones is going to be there or A.J. Brown, but he's going to play. Yeah, he's playing.
I don't see any injury designation next to Julio or A.J.
Okay, so if they have Julio and A.J. out there, I can buy into it. I can buy into Titans win this week. I like the way the Bengals played. They played the Raiders tough, but I think when you look at what everybody else did in the wild card round, these teams already that are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I know we saw that stat where I think the Titans were undefeated against all the over 500 teams that they played this week. And when Derrick Henry's out there, I mean, he might be 80%, 85%, but that's
still more than enough
for like 120 yards.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going Titans here. I have a little bit of faith in the Bengals to keep it interesting, just because this Titans team might be a little rusty.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, give me Titans in this. I'll say Titans 27-24 for Bengals.
All right, Waz, who you got? Bengals, Titans, and what is your final score?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans in this game. I think that extra week of rest, I think they built the chance that Henry's coming back. Without Henry, I'm still going to lean towards them.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's obviously going to be a lot of joy and success, and I think sometimes with certain teams, obviously young teams that are new to that experience, that is it's going to be kind of hard to carry over to the next game and get yourself mentally right and be as like hungry for a win, especially from a Titans team that has well. And I like Vrabel as a coach. Again, I think they obviously they're getting healthy again, certainly on offense. I don't really, again, that Burrow Jamar Chase connection can certainly hang with many teams on here, but I just think that Tennessee is going to do well with that extra time off, and playing at home. I'm going to give them the nod here for the win. I'll say Tennessee wins this game. Give me 20. I'll say
is the Titans defense gonna have an answer for Jamar Chase, and are they gonna have an answer for let's see. Well, I mean their running game is good, but the dual threat known as T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, are they gonna have answer for that? This is a way that I believe that the Titans can win. If the Titans employ that same strategy that they employed against the Ravens and the Patriots a couple of years ago, when they just ran the clock out on them, when they Mike Vrabel came up with a strategy and said, okay, we're going to play a slow grinding. So they're also one of these, since they got some firepower, they're one of these teams that work off momentum. And Joe Burrow hasn't been turning the ball over a lot lately, and kudos to him for that. But this might be, I think this one really might come down to coaching, because both of these guys are basically, they're equally talented. But if you ask me, going ahead, does this change this year? Flip, who you got? Packers score.
I don't know if Nick Bosa's banged up enough that he's going to be. I think he plays regardless.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's going to be like a huge
100%.
factor.
Yeah.
And I think they need him to be 100% because from what we saw the last time these two played, the Niners just that one game. I don't know if it was I remember just the Niners just had the Packers.
I think it was the NFC Championship.
Yeah,
that was 2019.
Yeah, NFC Championship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they played them in the regular season and smacked them up, and then played in the NFC Championship in the exact same thing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad, and if Nick Bosa's healthy and ready to go, I got to see how the Packers prepare for him this time, because Aaron Rodgers can carve up that secondary. He just needs time. Devontae Adams needs at least 3-4 seconds to run that route. Maybe. Well, I mean, Devontae Adams could probably run around in like 1 to 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But just give him enough time. Give him 3 seconds in that pocket to make a play, or at least extend it. And I think he can carve up that secondary, because the secondary right now, like Josh Norman is just.
Josh Norman's getting burned on punt coverage.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good, man. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I like the Packers defense this time around, though.
Yeah.
I think their defense has improved since previous years. I think it's going to be an interesting game, man. But I'm kind of a rebuild time for them, ready to make another run. And I gotta go with the Packers, though. I think it's Aaron Rodgers' last hurrah with Green Bay. I think he's gonna pull it off. I think they have a game plan to stop. I think Bosa being a little banged up might help them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Packers here. I'm gonna say Packers 28, Niners 24.
All right. So you got Packers Niners.
Yeah. This is a tough one. I would love to see San Francisco go out and go get to the NFC Championship again.
Like I said, the Packers have, the Packers have been, the Niners have been the Packers' kryptonite for like the last 5 years.
They have. They've won at least 3 straight playoff games against them. With Kaepernick, they beat them twice, and then most recently in 2019, Aaron Rodgers. He's like the version of Favre. He's like the anti-Favre when it comes to record-wise. The Niners seemed against Aaron Rodgers overall. I remember the years when Favre was on the team, and Favre just owned San Francisco for the most part. But with Aaron Rodgers, San Francisco's been able to kind of hold their own against that team.
Right.
But I just, obviously with Bosa being questionable on there after the concussion he got, I'm sure about Fred Warner's status. That'll be key. I certainly don't like Jimmy G in a shootout against Aaron Rodgers. Now, granted, they almost edged out and stole a win early on in week 3 against this team.
But do the Packers have an answer for Debo? Do they have an answer for that?
Say that again?
But do the Packers have an answer for Debo Samuel?
They may not. They may not have everything. Yeah, you're right. They may not. Debo at that point in the season, we weren't quite. I'm looking at the stats now from the previous Packers game, and he only had about 2 carries in that game, like 5 to 10 touches in the backfield. That might be the key thing. How we get Debo involved, and it is crazy because going into the season, Debo was obviously a weapon for us, but still, this is still kind of like George Kittle's team. Kittle, like in terms of receiving offense, like Kittle.
Y'all got George.
Yeah. I don't know. Packers are getting their guys back. I think they're getting Alexander and Smith back this week.
Yeah.
So that could be a big deal.
But they can't double cover. But the thing is, they're gonna have to pick one person to double cover. They're either gonna have to double cover George Kittle. They're gonna have to either double cover Brandon Ayuk. They can't double cover both of them.
They might as well.
I think.
No. If I was them, I would double cover George Kittle.
Yeah, I don't. Ayuk, but again, he was in the doghouse for like half the season. He was not getting looks at all. He was kind of a bust for the first half. Kind of tore it, then started kind of getting looks and started playing better in the second half.
Right.
It's kind of a weird situation with the coach and everything like that. But Juwan Williams, Juwan Jennings, I believe, he's number 15 on San Francisco. He's had a couple of good weeks. His most recent in the last few weeks in the regular season, and then against Dallas, score. I think this is actually the Packers year. I feel like Aaron Rodgers has been playing well. He's got a chip on his shoulder with obviously the media and a lot of things. And I'm not going to bet against them. I'm going to be pulling for the San Francisco 49ers in the game, my team, but I just can't get my.
Where coaching decisions matter, and you got to really watch into that. Like I said, both offenses stack up pretty good, and I think the Packers might have a slightly better defense. The only reason why I'm saying this is just because of Bosa's injury status right now. But yeah, I mean, I think this might really be a close one too. Man, go on ahead and give me the Packers 34-28 over the Niners. Hopefully, I don't regret it, but we'll see. But I mean, maybe I'll eat my words because maybe the Packers haven't broke that 49ers curse. You know how Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. If he loses to the Niners again, Jimmy G might be able to say the same thing about the Packers. Yeah. All right. Next up, this is interesting. You got the LA Rams going up against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Woo! Oh man. I had to sleep on this match. I really have to go to bed and think about. I stayed up, thinking about this matchup because it's the Bucks offense going up against the Rams defense. Both offenses stack up with each other really, really well as far as weapons and quarterbacks because Matt Stafford's finally got the weapons he's been desiring. But the only X factor is that the Rams have their defense in the Buccaneers, at least paper. But
friends here. After what I saw people's game, the Bucks bullied them around, but something I saw from both games for the Cardinals, Rams, and the Eagles, Bucks, it didn't feel like I was seeing two teams that are going to match up like really well against each other in the next round. It's probably going to end. I'm probably going to regret this, but I feel like the Rams are.
You're cutting out, Flip.
Yeah, you're cutting out, Flip.
Oh, am I cutting out?
You're good. You're good now.
I just heard you now.
Okay. I was saying,
Difficult.
if we're talking about
You're still cutting out, Flip.
Yeah, you're still cutting out.
cutting out.
You're good now.
Do I call back?
Oh.
Yeah, we're good. You're good. We hear you.
Okay. But I was saying that O line, the Bucks O line got decimated, and it's gonna be a huge because somebody was just killing the Bucks all night because they lost two players basically. At that, I think it was. Imagine Aaron Donald just having a field day lining up against the right
Their
guard.
D-line, yeah.
It's probably going to be the backup at this point. Have to keep inside secondary. Yeah,
Flip is still cutting out.
I'm going to Flip and try calling back in.
Yeah, let me call back in.
Yeah. Had a brief intermission. Let me read some of these comments on TikTok. It's going to be difficult to Tampa Bay going against the Rams. Yeah, like I said, because the Rams defense is they could cause Tom Brady some nightmares. Anyway, going.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, that O line it's going to be a huge factor in this. I think the secondary is going to have a field day with Brady out there trying to get the ball out quickly. Even if they do get the ball out quickly with a lot of these short passes, I think the Rams' offense they're clicking now. They got Cam Akers back to run the ball. You see him in the passing game making plays. You see him throwing the ball to Odell. Cooper Kupp is Cooper Kupp. Odell is Odell.
Exactly.
The offense it's gonna have fun against this Bucs team because I don't think the Eagles were stacked up to play against this team.
No.
Smith, he had moments where he was wide open sometimes, and just Jalen Hurts didn't see him, or he just didn't have enough time. I don't think it's against this team. I think the Rams team is going to bully this. I don't know. It might get a little nasty, so I'm going to say Rams wins 35-24.
Oh, all right. Wise, who you got? Rams, but final score.
Shoot. So I think the Rams, man. I think the Rams are going to demolish. Honestly, I think Brady is going to run into a wood chipper with that defense. The Rams already beat the Bucs early on in the regular season. That was kind of back when the Bucs were maybe a little bit healthier. I mean, right now Brady's dealing with a questionable Ronald Jones as his lead back, and then only Mike Evans and Tyler Johnson with Scotty Miller there. It's looking great for that offense. And meanwhile, even though they have pieces on defense there, JP, Jack Barrett, they obviously disrupt Stafford in that team. I just think Stafford, and again, I think the previous game and how the Rams played against the Cardinals and how well they were running the ball is going to be the key factor. If they can get 30 to 40 play carries out of their running back and 100 plus yards, that is going to be the difference maker. That's going to be the key in that game. If Stafford doesn't have to throw it more than 25 times, even less than that, I think that's going to flip the brand. The Bucs look dominant too, but the Bucs win just because, again, I still don't think Jalen Hurts is up there in that caliber. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm not sure if he's quite. So I think the Rams, even though it's like picking Stafford against Tom Brady, but I think in this, for instance, I think the Rams team is just designed and ready for it. So give me the win this game. I think they win this in a rout potentially. I'm going to say Rams win this game 31-20.
Teams that are worse than the Rams. And the Rams have had one of the toughest schedules this year. So that right. So you get a test right there to what they're up against. Like they're not, they're no stranger to adversity. And then this game isn't going to be any different because Tom Brady's not only got to look out for Aaron Donald, but he's got to look out for Von Miller as well. And he better not throw to that second. He better not change that running game of, the Bucs is going to have to. Yeah, they can make this. I feel like the Rams can make this open and shut case just as long as they don't make any stupid decisions, just as long as they don't turn the ball over, just as long as they, pretty well, they're pretty evenly matched on the offensive side of the ball. It's just that the Rams have got the edge in the defensive category. Now, whether Bruce Arians has something cooked up for that, we don't know. But there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I feel like that both teams can beat each other the same way as far as coaching. Keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hands as much as possible, and vice versa. But I feel more comfortable picking the Rams in this game. Give me the Rams 31-28 over the Bucs. Bills going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the thing is spot right now, but anyway, Flip, who you got? Bucks, Bill. I mean not, but Chiefs, Bills.
Man, this is gonna be an interesting one because I was hoping that Bills Patriots game would be at least close, but the Bills embarrassed that Patriots team. Bill Belichick, he had no answer for that team at all. It's kind of the same way they got held down a little bit by the Steelers. The Steelers looked like they actually had a chance. It's just a lot of those third down conversions didn't happen on drops by Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
And then, as usual, the Chiefs just run away with games.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes down to, and I said it last week, Josh Allen hasn't been running a lot this season for me to pick him, but he was running his ass off last week. So, I think he's back in the playoff. He's back in playoff form. I think they're just kind of like holding him back until the playoffs, and they're just gonna let him loose now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see running Josh Allen, which is making me want to pick the Bills in this game. I think the Chiefs are obviously gonna, eventually put points up on the board, but I think this Bills team can do what that Steelers team couldn't, and that's just get down the field. Big Ben was just throwing it maybe 5-6 yards down the field, and then Najee would run for maybe 3, and then the drops. I don't think you see that with the Bills. I think Singletary, he gets yards, and then Josh Allen can extend with his legs, even make first down plays with his legs. He's going to keep this Chiefs defense on their toes. I think it opens up the passing game for him. It opens up the run game for him, which they're definitely going to need because Singletary isn't the greatest back, but with Josh Allen back there, I mean, you can't really focus in on just Singletary. So I think the offense for the Bills is going to be the main factor for me in this one.
Right.
I think they pull ahead enough to keep the Chiefs behind them. So give me the Bills in this 1-27 over the Chiefs.
All right. All right, Waz, so you got Chiefs, Bills.
Yeah, I have to go with Flip on this. I see these two teams facing each other and good young quarterbacks. I'm not saying this is the AFC Championship game, but again, this is a game where I'm going back and forth, and again, I that's the reason why I felt like the Bills again. I felt like the Bills towards the end of the season were going to let Josh Allen run a lot more and just make sure he was getting carries and touches basically, because Josh Allen is their best player. It's kind of like with Deebo Samuel on the 49ers.
Yeah.
If he's like the spark, if he's like the best offensive weapon you have, then he has to make sure he's touching the ball. Granted, he's the quarterback. He's going to be, but if you can get an extra 10 to 15 touches with him just running the ball and getting yards that way, that does a lot for your offense. And obviously, that's the big difference. That's one of the differences between him and Mahomes. Mahomes is mobile, but he's not like
he's not Josh Allen.
He's not like the same size. He's not Josh Allen still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hits and or even like pull people over.
Yeah.
So I think the way he played in that game against the Patriots last week, I think that carries over. I think this potentially could be the Bills' year. I know it's been a long time coming for them, but I think this could be it. And again, like I said before, I think Kansas City, this version of Kansas City is probably the not the greatest version we've seen over the last few years.
Right.
The only thing I will say about this is Kansas City has figured out and is definitely in better shape with Jerick McKinnon as their running back.
Yeah.
I really do like that. I wasn't really big on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but I really feel like with Jerick McKinnon, they have a solid, good running game and a running back with him.
He's got something cooked up for that. So we're gonna see how that plays out. But the thing is, if we could be in for some fireworks if both teams if it turns into a gunfight. If both of these guys, these quarterbacks, are slinging the ball down the field. I mean, but thing is, I believe that. Hopefully, I don't catch flack for this, but I do believe that the Chiefs might have some better weapons as far as receivers, tight ends, and maybe running backs. So yeah, man. And like I said, maybe they do have an answer for Josh Allen, or maybe they just maybe they contain everybody else and just let Josh Allen get his little carries. But that could work against him if he's not scoring. I mean, if he's getting in the field goal range, I guess that's all fine and dandy. But as long as they don't let him get those 6 points, if they can contain them to field goals, that could be a bad look. Now, I believe also, I'm going to say the same thing I did about the Steelers game. I believe that the only way, one of the only ways, or one of the definitive ways that Kansas City takes the L in this game is if they shoot themselves in the foot with turnovers. But one thing now the Steelers only capitalized off of one turnover, and you can't do that. I mean, I believe that I believe that the Bills would do a better job of capitalizing off turnovers than the Steelers did. I mean, but the Steelers, they had a banged up, they have an old Big Ben, and they have, people, they have the receivers dropping passes left and right. And you can't, like I said, I don't think that the Bills make those same mistakes, which is why I think it's going to be a heck of a lot closer. This might actually be a pretty high scoring game too. Like I said, I'm literally making this decision spot on. But going ahead, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna pick the safe route. I'm gonna go Chiefs here. Give me the Chiefs. Let's say 31-27 Chiefs. And like I said, a Bills win wouldn't surprise me. I'm just picking the Chiefs for the safe route. I think that they might have learned from their mistakes. They might have learned from that smack in the mouth that they got from the Bills earlier on in the season. But we'll see how that goes. But all right, guys, that'll do it for the divisional round predictions. You guys got any thoughts before we sign out tonight?
Not much. Just hoping that these games are more entertaining than previous weeks.
Oh, that's going to go without question. I think, yeah. I don't think we're going to see any blowouts this season.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see any blowouts. I think, again, the one blowout, ironically, I think we might see is maybe the Rams and Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I think that one is going to surprise you. That one's going to surprise people because I think I think the Bucs are favored anyway. I certainly don't think they'll expect them to get blown out. And we'll see a potential nail biter in Green Bay every night.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, and everybody on my TikTok page. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace out. Good night.